This podcast is certified fresh. Freshmediaworks.com.
Welcome to the Montgomery ISD Athletics Show, where each week we share conversations about everything that makes MISD athletics so great. Montgomery ISD, in partnership with families and community, will graduate all students with the knowledge, skills, and leadership necessary to thrive as productive and responsible citizens. Athletics play a vital role in student success, promoting physical and mental well-being while developing essential life skills like teamwork, leadership, and resilience that benefit students far beyond high school. The Montgomery ISD Coaches Show is fueled by EAG Automotive, East Texas's MVP since 1977. With 8 locations and a winning lineup of new and pre-owned rides, they bring the heat with hometown hustle and high-performance service. EAG Automotive, where East Texas drives to win.
With 60,000 fiber route miles across 20 states, we deliver reliable solutions. We prioritize customer service to build better relationships and a better Texas. Consolidated Communications. Let's build a better network.
All right, welcome back to the Montgomery ISD Show. I'm Chris Daly. I am joined today by Coach Jake McDonald, the Montgomery boys basketball coach. How are you, Coach?
I'm good. Great time of year, getting ready for week 2. So
I love it. I love it. Well, let's talk about a little recap. Last year, y'all were 20-15. Is that right?
21-15. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then 4th in district. And then tell me about the playoff run.
Yes, sir. We were 21-15. Did finish 4th in district. Really weird way. How the season ended. We lost our last game of the regular season, but we're able to clinch a playoff spot. So that was strange. But then we started round 1, played a really good Kingwood Park team, and put together one of our best games of the season. And we were able to beat those guys. And then we drew Barbers Hill in round 2, and really, really tough matchup for us. Yeah. A lot of size, and they ended up pulling away from us late, but. It was a really big deal for us because the playoff success hadn't been there in a while. I believe it was our first win in 11 or 12 years, and
wow,
definitely the first win since the schools had split. So it was huge for our program.
Excellent. So talk to me about who you brought back for this season.
Well, I knew that one was coming. That's a sad question because we did graduate 10 guys. It was an absolute awesome senior class, but we do bring back three really good guys. I have to start off with Amari Hatchett. He was our offensive MVP. He was the offensive MVP of the whole district last year. So we bring him back. He made 105 threes on 41%. So
wow.
So he is a really good player. Anywhere. And then we bring back 2 other guys, Lucas Cornell, be a junior, and Mason McMurray. Both those guys were a part of it last year, and they're going to take on, a big jump as far as roles go. And we also had a young man that probably should have been up. He played on our JV last year by choice. His name was Chase Sheeler. He's having a wonderful fall.
Nice. And how about participation in the program? Did you see a spike following, getting back to the playoffs and getting a win?
Definitely. I think that us doing that, got everybody fired up. And I think as far as just the spring and summer we had, it was probably, since I've been here, this is my 3rd year, probably the best spring and summer we've had as far as numbers and participation. The gym was open. When the gym was open this year, there were kids, a lot of kids that were in the gym. So I would like to think that success we had last year probably spurred some of those kids seeing what it takes and getting to be around that. So
nice. And then as far as sub-varsity, does it look like you have some pretty good prospects moving up the channel?
Yes, sir. What was really, like I said, obviously the varsity had a good year, but it was just such a really good year across our program. both of our sub-varsity teams won 20 plus games. JV won 25 plus, and our freshman team won 20 or 21. Blessed to have two really good assistant coaches that do fantastic jobs with those teams. And but yes, to answer your question, we have multiple guys moving up. Make sure I don't want to leave anybody out, but there's a bunch of them. Devondre Walker Robinson, like I kind of mentioned, Chase Sheeler, Trey Bragg, Jacob King.
There's two brothers, Cash and MJ Olivani, that are both going to really help us. Cash is a sophomore, MJ's a senior. Both those guys bring toughness and some grit to our program, and I think those guys are going to help us win a lot of ball games.
Mason Fitzsimmons is doing a good job for us. We're going to get Jamarcus Nickerson from football. He was a JV kid for us last year, and then we'll see. There could be others as well.
Excellent. And talk to me about the scheduling. What is your philosophy in non-district? Are you looking for some serious tough competition to get the boys better prepared, or is it, look, I need to give them some confidence, so we need some wins?
I think it's a combination of the two you mentioned. Playing tough competition, building confidence, but then probably my biggest goal, I would say, is to try to find comparable opponents that are comparable to teams in our district.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's style or athleticism or offense they run, defense they run. So those three things, like I said, competitive teams, good teams. Want to make sure we do have some success so that we can build on that. But then also finding teams that are comparable as far as style goes to what we see in our district.
Nice. And if you could talk about some of the opponents in pre-district.
Well, we open up with Galveston Ball. That's a program, a team that historically is good and very athletic and strong and physical and all that. And we go to Splendora, and their style is very similar to a couple of the teams in our district on the defensive end. We get out of town quickly this year. We go up to Cleburne in the Fort Worth area for out of town tournament. Haven't quite seen the schedule on that yet, but I'm expecting to see some good teams. Just geography wise, that Fort Worth, Dallas area is really strong, and then come home and play the Magnolias, both West and Magnolia High over Thanksgiving break, and both those teams are so well coached. And coming out of that, we've got Aldine and Navasota, and we host our tournament. That's always a good thing. And then we kind of wrap that up with we go to a holiday tournament, actually going to Second Baptist this year, which is a mega private school in Houston. And there's going to be some very talented teams there before we get into district.
Excellent. And now let's shift gears to district. It is a powerhouse district in all respects.
Yes,
talk about some of the teams there and how you think you're going to face them.
Well, like I said, I definitely don't want to leave anybody out, because I think that everybody is good, and anybody can beat anybody. I think that's probably the beautiful thing about this district. Maybe not so for a coach, but if you just want to come watch a good high school basketball game, just pick one, and you probably go see a good one in our district. But kind of some teams that stick out. Obviously, the team across town is Lake Creek's really solid. I think they were picked to win the district, and they do a great job. And then some of the athletic teams that we see, as far as A&M Consolidated, Huntsville, Brenham won the district last year.
Mm-hmm.
Those teams really pose some challenges. And College Station, I know they brought in a new coach, but they bring back probably the best post player in the district at College Station. And then Rudder, great coach down at Rudder. So I expect them to be very challenging, very good team as well.
So it's not going to be, powerhouses at the top and weak sisters at the bottom. It's anybody's ball game.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel. And I think if you probably talk to everybody in our district, I think most people would say the same thing. I don't think you'll have a team that goes 12-0. I don't think that'll happen. I think that's good, because like last year, our whole district swept round one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of that had to do with, some of the battles that we were in for basically 2 straight months, before you head into the playoffs.
Excellent. And finally, Coach, what about the fan base? Obviously the success from last year, I assume that fills the stands a little more. What do you expect there?
I sure hope so. Our kids come from great families, and I know we always get the parent and the sibling support, but I know my first 2 years here, it sure seems like after Christmas it really picks up, and the student body comes out and supports. Hopefully, we can continue that and build on that, and maybe get some people interested earlier. We're playing our first game on a Saturday this year, and the reason for that is the football team is going to make the playoffs, and that's awesome. And hopefully, maybe they can watch the football game on Friday night, then come watch us play on Saturday, and just to try to get some more people in the stands.
I love that. I love it. Cool. Well, again, congratulations on last season and best of luck this year. We'll hopefully check in with you during the season as well.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you doing this. This is a really, really cool thing.
Cool. Thank you. At the Woodlands Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, they want kids to thrive, not just in school, but in sports and in life. Pressures like anxiety, ADHD, or even the stress of competition and injuries can hold them back. That's why their team offers specialized care, including sports psychology, to help kids manage performance pressure, bounce back from setbacks, and build confidence on and off the field. They provide complimentary consultations, so call today. Call 281-528-4226 or visit addwoodlands.com, because every student deserves the chance to thrive.